Ladies and gentlemen, huge news. I'll read you a Washington Examiner article, but it's all over the place. New York Times, every other publication. Trump calls on Supreme Court to block DOJ from using classified documents found at Mar-a-Lago. There is a very good chance the Supreme Court will side with Trump. At least will side with the fact that he had executive privilege as president. He had the power to classify and declassify anything at the highest security clearance as president. And there have been other presidents who've had this type of situation, but it wasn't sensationalized in the manner it is with Trump. By the way, watch the short on this channel, my latest short. President Obama essentially clears Donald Trump of any potential criminal conduct. It's not my words, it's President Obama's words on the short on this channel. Watch that. Share that everywhere. Lawyers for President Donald Trump called on the Supreme Court to reverse an appeals court ruling that reversed a lower court ruling allowing for a special master to review allegedly classified documents seized at Mar-a-Lago. Last month, an appeals court panel for the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit granted the Justice Department's request for a partial stay of a lower court order, allowing the DOJ to continue its criminal investigation using roughly 100 allegedly classified documents the FBI seized from Trump's Florida resort home. The problem, ladies and gentlemen, is there's no way for the Federal Bureau of Investigation or the Department of Justice to know if he had classified those documents. They're venturing into uncharted territory because they despise Trump. They don't even think that he was a real president. Okay, these are the same people who react in horror if you say the same things about them, but they don't think that Trump was legitimate. So they're just going to go into Mar-a-Lago, even though he was already discussing all of this with the National Archives. See, they don't have anything to indict Trump on. They already know that he removed the documents. He did so as an ex-president, not as a Secretary of State siphoning classified data onto servers running outside of the United States government the entire world could infiltrate. It was a cybersecurity nightmare, not boxes of a former president that the Federal Bureau of Investigation already knew was at Mar-a-Lago and actually told Trump to just add another padlock to the storage facility. This is a dispute with the National Archives, and the Presidential Records Act doesn't even have an enforcement mechanism. You don't go to prison for 10 years or whatever. There's no stipulation. There's no part of the Presidential Records Act that actually enforces or lists any penalties, much less any felonies. So the 11th. Okay, so let's see. The three-judge panel's decision last month was a win for the DOJ, with the appeals court reversing Judge Eilenkam's determination the DOJ would have to provide seized documents with classified markings to Special Master Judge Raymond Dearie for independent review. And Trump's lawyers added the unwarranted stay should be vacated as it impairs substantially the ongoing time-sensitive work of the special master. Moreover, any limit on the comprehensive and transparent review of material seized in the extraordinary raid of the president's home erodes public confidence in our system of justice. Well, that everyone knows they're after Trump. This has nothing to do. Like when you see these historians on MSNBC, oh, this is unprecedented. Yeah, those historians might not know that there's never been an incoming candidate investigated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It's never happened before. You could have easily said, oh, we're going to investigate President Obama for having a different foreign policy than his predecessor, Bush. That was the knock on Trump. Can you believe he altered U.S. foreign policy towards this country or that country? Yeah, that's what people vote for. You vote for a different foreign policy. It shouldn't be criminalized. But here, this is very interesting. If you look, ladies and gentlemen, this is all over the place, and we'll just look at Axios. Trump asks Supreme Court to weigh in on Mar-a-Lago classified documents probe. Hit subscribe, by the way, again, to this channel, the Stock Market Crash channel, and to H.A. Goodman's other channel. If you want to support my work long-term, ladies and gentlemen, my Patreon is below. And if you want to give a super thanks to this segment or to any of the shorts, especially the latest one, you could do so. Your super thanks is greatly appreciated. I'll have a live stream tonight at around 9:30 p.m., but this is very important. Why it matters. Tuesday's emergency request by Trump's legal team marks an escalation in the Mar-a-Lago classified documents probe. Justice Clarence Thomas, who was assigned to oversee emergency requests in the 11th Circuit, requested the DOJ respond to Trump's petition by 5 p.m. Eastern on October 11th. Wow. Driving the news, Trump's legal team in the filing asked the special master to be allowed to review the roughly 100 documents marked as classified that were found at Mar-a-Lago during the August search. So the special master ruled in Trump's favor. Then a lower court, of course, sided with the DOJ. And then we're waiting for the Supreme Court to weigh in on this. See, he's gotten a number of legal victories. The special master himself is a legal victory for Trump. But this shows you that they don't really have anything. Like, there's no need to investigate whether Trump committed a crime. That is a stupid, concept. When you have these attorneys who happen to also be liberal Democrats, they must not know anything about the law, because you either committed a crime or you didn't. You don't investigate whether the existence of a crime, whether there's a crime that took place possibly somewhere in the known universe linked to Trump. That's called just political, going after your political opponents. Watergate was a break-in. End of story. Crime. Then a cover-up. Obstruction of justice. Then, so a crime occurred. When Bill Clinton committed perjury, he lied under oath. Crime. Okay? If someone, if there's a cold case, God forbid, a crime had been committed. You know that a crime had been committed. They're looking for the culprit. Okay. We don't know if a crime has been committed. They didn't even know why initially the Bureau went after Trump in Mar-a-Lago. They had no clue. People had no clue. Okay? So that's the problem with American politics. You have these highly educated, morally superior liberal Democrats who think Trump committed this crime. They did the same thing with Stormy and campaign finance, but mainly with the Kremlin and Trump. He was an operative. They accuse him of a baseless claim, and then they investigate to see if their baseless claim is accurate. With Trump's claims, Trump has a lot of claims, never been investigated. They've never been really investigated. And you haven't had cell phones taken from people. You haven't had people's homes raided. Oh, his claims have never been investigated. And so any claim Democrats make, the Federal Bureau of Investigation just needs a pretext. Oh, well, we have an informant. Well, there's an informant on the Durham probe trial next week. And I mean, nobody's interested in that, but that is going to be huge. He'll get one conviction. If he doesn't get a conviction, my God almighty, you know what? John Durham should never have been chosen for the case. But, he already sent an agent to prison years back in Boston. So it's not like he doesn't understand how government officials hide behind their bureaucratic posts to commit crimes. I mean, John Durham is an excellent prosecutor. So it's like, I can't imagine him not getting at least one conviction next week. But he gets one conviction, then we move forward with a Trump Republican House. How they're even talking about the Senate, I mean, this is like a completely alternate universe American political, like a Twilight Zone dystopian American political scene. Never in the history of this country could we be in such dire economic condition and still Democrats have a foothold on the Senate. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's because all of media, algorithms, Hollywood, late night, loyalists in the U.S. government who say we'll stop Trump. All of these, it's not even feasible, or it makes no sense at all that we could be on the brink of a 2008 moment with crime and homelessness soaring, and people would still vote Democrat just because they believe Trump murderers are extreme. And they're extreme because Trump is acting exactly in the manner that his political adversaries acted when he defeated Clinton. This isn't rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. The American political sensibility, the American political scene revolves around the sensibilities of morally superior liberal Democrats. When they don't believe Trump is a legitimate president, they'll tell you. If Trump says the same thing about them, it is like an abomination and it's blasphemy and oh my God. But anyway, and that's enough for people to actually vote for poverty. Poverty was at 10.5% under Trump. It is at 14.7 to 15% under Biden. That's the whole point to being a socialist or a liberal Democrat, is that you want poverty to decrease, not increase. But it's increasing under Democrats. So how they're even competitive in the Senate, I don't know. But anyway, this is going to be huge, ladies and gentlemen. Supreme Court sides with Trump, that would be absolutely huge. Give me your thoughts below. And it would just bolster the fact that you can't hide behind a criminal investigation if you think someone committed a crime. You need a crime to have been committed. I hope the Supreme Court sees that. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. And if the rebuttal is, well, he took documents. Well, Clinton did too. But she has siphoned classified data. Oh, and by the way, Hillary's running in 2024. Go check the New York Post. But I want a Hillary Trump 2024. That'd be fantastic. Give me your thoughts below. Be here tonight for the live stream at around 9:30 p.m. Pacific. And thank you so very, very much.